we took a hose and hooked it up to a fire hydrant outside on Riverside Drive. And for 1 week, we actually filled this up with Camden City water. And because, of course, these are saltwater fish, because Camden City water is fresh water, we did have to add salt. And what we added was good old-fashioned Morton salt. When it rains, it pours. So we put truckloads of that in there and what we call trace elements, which makes this as close to the ocean water as it can be. And I think we did a good job because we have lots of really happy animals. 460 individual animals representing 45 different species.
Oh, wow.
6 species of sharks. There's a big school of fish. Those are crevalle jacks. There's one of our sharks. That's a silky shark. 6 species of sharks, 2 species of stingray, and 2 species of sea turtles. And then we also have a very interesting little creature that came by just as you were coming down the steps. We have shark rays. And shark rays, the name is a bit deceiving because they're not sharks and they're not rays, although they get the name because of their appearance. They do look like a little like a ray in the front, shark in the back. But they are closely related in that they're cartilaginous fish, which means that their skeleton is made up of flexible cartilage like our nose and ear, not bone. And that's the same way with the stingrays and the sharks. And we have 3 of them, Pearl, Opal, and Einstein. They came here, I guess about 4 years ago from Taiwan. And not an awful lot known about the animals. We're one of fewer than 10 places that actually display them. And so our hope is because we have the 2 females and the male that maybe we can start a breeding program here and start keeping records and maybe getting some more information out there about them. They really are incredibly interesting animals. They look interesting. They're actually called bow-mouthed guitarfish because their mouth is in the shape of a bow. If you can see one when it goes by. Not going by right now. And if you look at them from underneath, they actually do kind of look like a guitar. So guitarfish, there's like, I think there are several different species of guitarfish, and these are bow-mouthed. Now you see the, there it is.
Oh,
here
yeah.
Talk about making an appearance right on cue, right? Is this Einstein or one of the girls?
Hi, Einstein.
This is one of the girls.
Oh, wow.
They get to be about 9 feet long and about 300 pounds. The girls are getting very close to that. So they're not juveniles anymore. They're getting quite large. Now, we also have some very large stingrays. This is a whiptail, a rough-tailed stingray, which is the largest whiptail ray in the Atlantic. And then right under there are the southern rays. And if you've been over to the Stingray Beach Club, you've probably had an opportunity to touch the southern rays over there, which is kind of cool. And there she is again. One of our turtles up there, we actually have 2 green sea turtles. There's one of them in the back.
Oh,
okay. And then we have our loggerhead sea turtle. And of course, the loggerhead gets the name loggerhead because of the size of its head. It's about the size of a soccer ball. When she came here, she literally could fit into the palm of your hand. She was the size of a cookie. And today, almost 19 years later, she weighs 475 pounds. She's
oh, my
God. And I kind of hope she'll make an appearance. There's a shark up there, although it really doesn't look like a shark. It looks more like a tadpole. Doesn't look like a typical shark. There's a black-nosed shark right behind it. That is a zebra shark, and you'll see that it doesn't have stripes. When they're very small, they do have stripes, and as they grow larger, the stripes actually break up and become spots. And some people sometimes refer to them as leopard sharks. There are leopard sharks, different species altogether. Smaller shark lives in a different part of the Pacific Ocean, but she is a beautiful, graceful shark, and sometimes you can see she actually will sit down here on the bottom. She's one of those sharks that can actually sit on the bottom of the ocean. She'll face the current, and she'll take oxygen in that way, which is kind of nifty. There's that rough-tailed again, the southern. The hammerhead. Did you see the hammerhead shark today?
No.
Well, we do have a great hammerhead shark. He's a juvenile. There's that silky shark again. And, of course, he's very recognizable because he has that really strange front to him. There's only one other place in continental United States that has a great hammerhead, and that's down in Atlanta. So,
really?
So if you travel down to Atlanta at any time, their aquarium down there has a great hammerhead. He's a juvenile. He's not full grown. They can get up to 20 feet long, although generally they run about 12 feet. He's probably at this point anywhere between 6 and 8 feet long, so he's still, and maybe 130 pounds. And there he is over there. Come this way. Come over here. He's not getting the message. And they can get between 500 and 1,000 pounds, so they can get pretty big as well. There's the big turtle back there. And you can tell the difference between the green and the loggerhead. Just simply, there's the green sea. See how small that head is compared to hers? Which is really very cool. Well, she's a cool animal. She really is. Now, green sea turtles, interestingly enough, they're around 300 pounds. They call them green sea turtles not because they're green on the outside. They're actually green on the inside. They have a layer of fat that is tinted green because they eat vegetation. There's that shark up there. They eat all of this sea vegetation, and that turns the inside, their fat, an interesting green color. This is actually the deepest part of the exhibit right here. It's about 25 feet deep. The rest of it's 15 feet deep. And as you walk all the way around, this goes all the way around where Caribbean beaches and the shipwreck, all the way over here to the north corridor. And then you're going to go this direction, and you're going to see the portholes and the big panoramic window. That's all the same exhibit. So that is, it definitely is the largest exhibit here in the aquarium. This window is acrylic. It's not glass. And it's actually 12 and 5/8 inches wide. It's almost 13 inches wide, or thick, if you will. It weighs about 30,000 pounds. And when they put it in, they lowered it in all of a piece, but it's three separate pieces of acrylic. And there are, you can see, we have little...
Yeah, I can see this one, yeah.
And it's held into place with silicone and all of that water pressure from the 760,000 gallons. There's Bob right there.
Oh,
Isn't
wow.
she something? Yes, I did say Bob, and I did call her she. Tiger shark up there.
Oh,
We have
yeah.
two tiger sharks. They are juveniles. There's the other one right there. We have a male and a female. They actually turned 2 years old in August. They can get to be about 1,400 feet, let's get this right, 1,400 pounds, 14 feet long. So they can get
There's a hammerhead.
And there's your hammerhead. There's the hammerhead.
Hey.
And Bob just realized that the lights were on in here, so she's going to come over and say, she's going to wave to everybody.
Hi.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool. So, yeah, when she came, like I said, she was the size of a cookie, and nobody knows at that point whether they're male or female. So you have to wait until they get a little bit older, then you do DNA testing. Unfortunately, after somebody dubbed her Bob, it came back that she was a female. Nobody's ever wanted to call her Roberta or Bobby. They like the idea that we've got a girl named Bob, so we still call her Bob. We have some drums here, black drums, red drums. That's that silky shark up there. The little sharks that you see up there that kind of look like small versions of the silky are black-nosed sharks, and then we also have Atlantic black-tip sharks in there as well. And here's that shark ray again, this is Einstein. This is our male, and this is one of our females. It's either pearl or opal. And then, of course, here comes our hammerhead shark. So that's the length and breadth of the exhibit. Do you have any questions about the exhibit? Any of the animals that you see in the exhibit?
Well, here's a dumb question. What keeps the sharks from eating the other fish?
The animals, are you going to ask that as well? The animals in this exhibit are all extremely well fed. The shark rays, for one, are fed separately. They are fed, I believe, daily. They've been taught to shinny up a long pole up to a raft that's up at the top, and then they get fed off a shorter pole. They get fed blue cloth raft, things like that. So they're comfortable. The sharks, this one here, the hammerhead, is the only shark in the aquarium that is hand-fed. And he's hand-fed. Usually
Ma'am, this video just hold it like this. No, हमने बस
all the
hold
other
करना है
sharks
ये नहीं
are
मेरे से काबू आ रहा है बस ऐसे
they get fed 3 times a week. I don't know how sharks are lucky if they get it once or twice a month. So they're, when I say they're eating well, and they get mackerel, squid, croakers, and skate.
And they like
So,
those kinds of fish
and that's
more
their-
than what they would.
Yeah, and if they're that well fed, there's really no need to. They're basically pretty lazy.
Right. If
You
you
know, they have no need to chase after anything now.
नहीं ये
Does that mean that if there's an animal in here that's injured or an
Hindi,
animal
thank you.
that might not
Come,
do well, does that mean they wouldn't go after it? No, they would.
Have you seen that?
They would, no. And it usually happens overnight. But the thing that is, it happens on rare occasions because we have divers in the water every day. They are